This is the top 10 most extreme animal survival tricks. Number 10. The lizard that shoots blood from its eyes. Let's start with something you see once and never forget. The Texas horned lizard has a defense mechanism that almost no other animal on Earth possesses. When threatened, it shoots a stream of blood from its eyes, up to 5 feet away. How? It raises the blood pressure in its head so extremely that the vessels around its eyes burst. The blood tastes absolutely foul to predators like wolves and coyotes, but is completely harmless to the lizard itself. Here's the science. The lizard can lose up to a third of its total blood volume in a single attack, and fully recovers every time. That is evolution at its most brutal. Number 9. The shrimp that punches harder than a bullet. Small in size, devastating in power. The peacock mantis. Shrimp might be the most deadly creature on Earth relative to its size. It strikes with its claws so fast that the surrounding water literally boils for a fraction of a second. The impact is stronger than a bullet from a pistol. Aquarium glass? Smashed. Crab shells? Destroyed. Here's the science. The strike reaches 75 feet per second and generates temperatures close to 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, briefly as hot as the surface of the sun. But wait, our next entry does something scientists once thought was impossible for any vertebrate on Earth. Number 8. The frog that freezes itself alive. Remember the opening of this video? This is the wood frog. Every single winter, it allows its body to freeze almost completely solid. No heartbeat, no brain activity, just ice. When spring arrives, it simply thaws out and hops away like nothing happened. Its secret? Right before the freeze hits, it floods its cells with glucose, a natural antifreeze. Here's the science. Scientists are actively studying this mechanism to improve organ preservation for transplants. The wood frog may one day save human lives, not through strength, but through adaptation. Number 7. The animal that never dies. What if you could simply reverse getting old? The Turritopsis dohrnii jellyfish, also known as the immortal jellyfish, does exactly that. When it gets old, sick, or injured, it reverses its own aging process and becomes young again. This is biological immortality, not as a metaphor, as a biological fact. Here's the science. Scientists are studying this process, called transdifferentiation, as a potential key to slowing human aging. This tiny creature, just 4.5 millimeters wide, may hold the key to eternal life. Number 6. The bear that slows down time. Hibernation sounds simple. What bears actually do is anything but. Their heart rate drops from 55 beats per minute to just 8. They don't eat, drink, or go to the bathroom for up to 7 months. And yet they wake up healthy, with almost no muscle loss. Here's the science. Scientists are studying this ability to help treat muscle waste diseases in humans. If we can understand how a bear lies still for months without losing muscle, we could apply that to paralyzed patients. Now we get to number 5, a fact you've probably heard before. But the real story behind it? Almost nobody knows it. Number 5. The cockroach that lives without its head. You've heard this one. But is it actually true? Yes. A cockroach can survive for weeks without its head. And the reason is more fascinating than you'd expect. It doesn't need its brain to breathe. It breathes through tiny holes in its body called spiracles. It only dies eventually because without a mouth, it can't drink water. Not because of the missing head. Here's the science. The severed head also survives for hours, twitching its antennae and responding to touch. Both halves die separately. Welcome to the horror of evolution. Number 4. The toughest animal on Earth. Microscopic in size, nearly indestructible. The tardigrade, also called the water bear, can survive in the vacuum of space, in boiling water, under extreme radiation, and even after being frozen for 30 years. It does this by entering a state called cryptobiosis. shutting down every biological process until conditions improve. It becomes a tiny, almost indestructible ball of life. Here's the science. NASA has sent tardigrades into space. They survived. In 2019, they were aboard the Israeli lunar lander Bereshit, which crashed on the moon. Scientists believe they may still be alive up there. There are possibly living tardigrades on the moon right now. Number 3. The animal that regrows its own brain. This is the one scientists still can't fully explain. The axolotl, a Mexican salamander, and can regrow almost any part of its body. Its heart, its spinal cord, and yes, parts of its brain. No scarring, no infection. Perfect regeneration. Here's the science. Researchers believe studying the axolotl could one day unlock the ability to regrow human organs. But the most astonishing part? After decades of research, we still don't fully understand how it works. The axolotl regrows its brain. That's not a metaphor. That's biology. Number 2. The octopus that becomes other animals. Other octopuses change color. This one changes identity. The mimic octopus doesn't just change color, it actually impersonates other animals in shape and movement. It can reshape its body to look and move like a lionfish, a flatfish, or a sea snake, all animals that predators want to avoid. And it chooses which animal to mimic based on what predator is nearby. Here's the science. This isn't just instinct. It requires threat recognition, selection of the right impersonation, and physical adaptation of the body. That's cognition, strategy, intelligence. This isn't survival. This is chess. Number 1, the pistol shrimp that kills with sound. No claws, no venom, no teeth. This shrimp kills with pure sound. The pistol shrimp snaps its claw so fast it creates a shockwave that reaches 8,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than the surface of the sun. The snap hits 218 decibels and louder than a gunshot. It doesn't even touch its prey. The shockwave does the work. Science fact. Scientists are studying this mechanism to build better ultrasound technology. One tiny shrimp is rewriting how we think about sound as a weapon. This isn't survival. This is nature's deadliest superpower, outrow. From freezing alive to killing with sound, nature never stops surprising us. Which animal blew your mind? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe and hit the bell for more every week. See you in the next one.